Welcome to Void Realities, a place where the night sky opens wider and the questions that keep you awake turn into gentle companions for sleep. Tonight, we drift into one of the universe's deepest mysteries. What lies on the other side of the cosmos? Beyond the stars you see, beyond the glowing veil of ancient light, there are horizons drawn not by walls, but by time itself. As you listen, let the vastness of space become a soft rhythm. Let curiosity soothe you, like waves carrying you toward rest. Here, science becomes story, and wonder becomes comfort. Together, we will journey through the edges of the universe, not to find final answers, but to rest in the beauty of the question. So breathe slowly, settle into stillness, and let the universe keep you company tonight. What's on the other side of the universe? You rest beneath the vastness of the night, and above you stretches a dome of quiet light. Stars gleam as if sprinkled gently by a careful hand. Some shine close, their glow crisp and sharp, while others blur faintly, softened by distance. You let your gaze wander, drifting outward and outward, until the sky itself feels like a map of time, each point a reminder of how far light has traveled to meet your waiting eyes. Every star you see is not as it is now, but as it once was. Light takes time to move. The sun's glow needs 8 minutes to touch your face. The next nearest star needs more than 4 years. Others require centuries. The galaxies, those hazy swirls of billions of stars, may need millions of years to arrive. And when you look to the edge of sight, you are no longer seeing places, but moments. Deep moments in time. Astronomers call this boundary the cosmic horizon. It is not a barrier you could ever reach, not a wall of stone or glass, but a horizon drawn by light's long, patient journey. Beyond it, light has not yet had time to travel to you. The universe is not hiding itself. It is simply too young for all of its story to have arrived. Imagine standing at the edge of an endless ocean at dawn. The waves stretch as far as you can see, yet you know the sea continues far beyond the horizon. The line is not an ending, but a limit to your sight. The cosmic horizon is like that. The universe continues, but your eyes are bound by the speed of light and the age of everything around you. That distance, unimaginably far, is about 46 billion light-years in every direction. A sphere of light surrounds you, though not of brightness, but of memory. Each photon you catch is a traveler carrying news of what was, not what is. You are always looking into the past, never quite touching the present of the stars. The night sky is a history book written in sparks. And when you breathe into this thought, the stars grow gentler, softer, less like distant suns and more like whispers in the dark. They remind you that time is woven into every beam of light. Even your body, your cells, are filled with atoms born in those same stars long ago. You are not only gazing outward, you are remembering where you came from. The horizon of light is not still. It stretches as the universe expands, a breathing sphere growing wider every instant. Galaxies drift farther apart, pulled by the quiet rhythm of expansion. Space itself is carrying them away. The farther they are, the faster they slip beyond reach. Beyond a certain distance, no signal, no ship, no dream can ever return. Those galaxies fade into silence, leaving behind only their earlier light, now washed thin and red by distance. And so, when you look outward, you are looking at the greatest paradox of all. The deeper you see, the less you can ever touch. The horizon is an invitation and a farewell at once. It calls you to wonder what lies beyond, yet it gently closes the door to ever knowing for certain. You breathe with that mystery, letting it settle softly in your chest. The night sky is not a cage, but a threshold. Every horizon is also a beginning. As you linger on this thought, you feel the question rise like the dawn. If this is only the horizon, then what shape does the universe truly take beyond it? You close your eyes and picture a bubble drifting in sunlight. Its surface glimmers with colors, blues and pinks folding into one another. A bubble has a boundary, delicate yet clear, and inside it holds a world of reflection and shimmer. The universe, some say, may be like this. Not fragile, but curved, not held by glass, but shaped by the geometry of space itself. From where you stand on Earth, the universe feels flat and infinite. You look out, and the stars scatter without end. Yet the truth of shape is not always revealed by appearance. Just as the surface of Earth feels flat beneath your feet, but curves into a sphere beyond your sight, so too might the universe curve in ways your eyes cannot perceive. Cosmologists speak of curvature as though the cosmos were a vast fabric. Space bends around mass, folds in the presence of energy. If the universe has positive curvature, like the surface of a sphere, then travel far enough in one direction, and you might return to where you began. Not because there is a wall, but because space itself is curved back upon itself. If it has negative curvature, it would resemble a saddle, forever opening outward in strange and endless sweep. And if it is perfectly flat, then its expansion may stretch forever, without edge or return. The image of a bubble is comforting because it holds both clarity and mystery. If the universe is like a bubble, then what lies outside of it? This question is tender, but misleading. A bubble in air has an outside, but the universe, if truly everything, has no beyond. Its bubble-like nature would be self-contained, not floating in something else, but closing in on itself in higher dimensions you cannot see. You imagine walking along the surface of Earth. You never meet an edge, though the Earth is finite. Its surface is without boundary, yet not infinite in size. In the same way, the universe may be finite, but unbounded. A strange balance where you can travel forever without reaching an outside. This thought bends gently in your mind, like light around a curve. Astronomers have tried to measure this curvature by studying the oldest light, the cosmic microwave background. They trace how tiny ripples of that ancient glow stretch across the sky, and from those patterns they infer whether space is flat or bent. The results so far lean toward flatness. A universe vast beyond measure, perhaps endless. Yet the measurements are never final. Like watching the play of colors on a bubble's film, you can never be quite sure what the surface truly holds. The bubble also offers another whisper: expansion. Just as a bubble grows as air fills its center, so too does the universe swell with time. Galaxies drift apart, not because they move through space, but because space itself expands between them. The surface of the bubble stretches, carrying every star along with it. From your quiet place here, you feel that expansion like a slow breath, in and ever outward. You hold this vision lightly, the universe as a bubble, curved, expanding, unbounded. Whether finite or infinite, its beauty rests not in the answer, but in the wondering. To imagine shape at such scales is to place your mind at the edge of comprehension, to let it rest there, not in tension, but in awe. And as you drift on this thought, you begin to notice what hides beyond even this analogy. Something veiled not by curves, but by light itself. There is a glow that fills all of space, faint but ever present, like the last embers of a great fire. To follow the bubble's shimmer leads you naturally toward that quiet afterglow. You let your thoughts drift further back in time, beyond the stars, beyond even the galaxies, to a moment when the universe was still young. Imagine a fog so dense that light itself could not move freely. Atoms had not yet formed, and particles collided endlessly, scattering light in every direction. The cosmos was not yet transparent. It was a sea of brightness locked within itself. Then, about 380,000 years after the beginning, something changed. The universe cooled just enough for protons and electrons to join together, forming the first atoms of hydrogen. Suddenly, the fog lifted. Light was free to travel. That first great release of light still moves outward, filling every corner of space, stretched and softened by billions of years of expansion. This is the cosmic microwave background, a quiet afterglow of creation, whispering across the universe. If you close your eyes and imagine a gentle hum, faint but steady, you are close to sensing it. Though invisible to your eyes, sensitive instruments reveal it as a soft bath of microwaves, a kind of ancient light now cooled by time. It is the oldest message the universe allows you to read, the first visible page of its long story. Astronomers map this glow across the sky. At first glance, it seems perfectly even, smooth like calm water, but when they look closer, they find tiny ripples, faint patterns of warmer and cooler spots. These ripples are not noise. They are the fingerprints of the earliest structures. In those delicate differences lay the seeds of galaxies, clusters, and all the stars that would later ignite. And yet, this glow is also a boundary. Beyond it, the universe remains hidden. The cosmic microwave background is like a veil of mist across a mountain ridge. You can see the glow of the ridge itself, but not the valleys or peaks that lie behind it. What happened before those 380,000 years is concealed, not by distance, but by opacity. Light simply could not cross that threshold. This veil sparks both wonder and humility. On one hand, it reveals a remarkable truth, that the universe had a beginning, a hot and dense origin. On the other, it leaves questions unanswered. What happened in those first moments before light was freed? What lies beyond the veil? The cosmic microwave background both illuminates and obscures, a paradox that invites quiet contemplation. Think of it as listening to a lullaby sung through walls. You hear the melody, softened and muted, yet you cannot see the singer. The afterglow gives you hints, tones, and patterns, but never the full picture. To see beyond it would require new kinds of vision, not light, but perhaps ripples in space itself, gravitational waves from the earliest fractions of a second. Scientists search for them, like listening for faint echoes in a vast canyon. For now, you rest with the glow as it is, a soft, ancient presence that wraps around you, reminding you that every atom of your body once moved through that same luminous fog. You are not separate from the afterglow. You are part of its unfolding. And as you linger in this thought, you begin to feel the pull of another question, quieter but even more profound. If the universe holds this veil of light, does it stretch on without end? Or is there a boundary hidden in its vastness? A shape waiting to be revealed? Infinity. The word itself feels like an open window with no frame, a horizon that forever slips away. As you let it echo softly in your thoughts, you sense both awe and unease. To imagine infinity is to stand before something that cannot be counted, measured, or held. And yet, here you are, breathing under a sky that suggests such immensity. The question comes gently. Is the universe infinite? You picture stars scattered across fabric. If the fabric stretches without end, then no matter how far you travel, the pattern never repeats. Galaxies drift forever, spread endlessly across an infinite stage. In such a universe, there would be no edge, no border where space stops. Instead, it would go on, a cosmic ocean without shore. But your mind also entertains another vision. Perhaps the universe is not infinite, but finite, though without a hard edge. Imagine walking along the surface of a sphere, like Earth itself. You can keep walking forever, yet you never meet a boundary. The path curves smoothly, looping you back to where you began. A finite universe could feel endless from within, because space itself bends in such a way that there is no outside, to fall into. This balance between infinite and finite, boundless and curved, is what cosmologists wrestle with. They measure the oldest light, they trace the shape of galaxies, they listen for echoes in the cosmic microwave background, all to find clues about the universe's geometry. For now, the evidence suggests that space is flat on the largest scales, stretching beyond what you can observe. But flat does not mean infinite with certainty. It only means that within the reach of our instruments, no curvature has yet been found. Infinity, then, remains an open possibility, a concept hovering just beyond the horizon of proof. And here, in the soft stillness of the night, you realize something tender. Infinity is not only a scientific question, it is also a mirror of your own imagination. To think of something endless is to test the limits of your mind, to stretch thought until it trembles at the edge of comprehension. You let yourself drift into the sensation. Infinity is not a number. It is a feeling, a widening of space inside you. It is the pause between breaths that never quite closes. It is the ocean that seems to touch the sky, the circle that has no beginning or end. And in contemplating it, you find yourself both humbled and expanded. There is also comfort in the thought that the universe, whether infinite or finite, is more than enough. You do not need infinity to feel wonder. You need only the simple fact that space contains billions of galaxies, each with billions of stars, each star with its own worlds. To call it finite hardly diminishes its immensity. To call it infinite does not make it more reachable. Either way, the scale surpasses anything your daily life could ever hold, and so you rest with the paradox. Infinite or finite, bounded or boundless, the universe invites you into a space of mystery. You're not asked to solve it tonight. You're only asked to feel its vastness and let it rock you gently toward sleep. As your thoughts quiet, another whisper arises. A new possibility. What if our universe is not alone? What if beyond its vast horizon, whether finite or infinite, there are others? Bubbles beside bubbles, realities upon realities. You drift toward that thought, as though the question itself were leading you into another dream. The night grows deeper, and so does your wondering. If the universe is vast beyond measure, might it also be one among many? The thought arrives not as fantasy, but as a whisper from physics itself. Cautious, fragile, yet persistent. Scientists call it the multiverse, and though it is unproven, it stretches imagination into new forms. Picture again the bubble. Our universe, expanding outward, glowing with galaxies, might not be the only bubble drifting in the cosmic sea. Perhaps there are countless others, each sealed within its own fabric of space and time. They may be close in theory, yet forever unreachable in practice, separated by expanses wider than thought can hold. Some ideas suggest that when the universe began, inflation, that rapid, almost unthinkable expansion in its first instant, may not have happened just once. Instead, it may have created many regions, each swelling into its own universe, with its own beginning. In one, stars may shine with light like ours. In another, the laws of physics might differ. Gravity gentler, atoms unstable, time flowing at a different pace. You cannot travel to these other realms. You cannot see them, not even with the most powerful telescope. And yet, the equations allow the possibility. The multiverse is not written in myths, but whispered in mathematics, a speculation at the edge of what science dares to dream. You breathe slowly, considering what it means. If there are countless universes, then what you know, your sky, your earth, your life, is but one chapter in a book with infinite pages. This does not make your chapter smaller. If anything, it deepens its value. Out of all the possible worlds, this is the one you inhabit, the one where your breath warms the night, where your heart beats in rhythm with the stars. The idea also brings a strange comfort. If universes are many, then possibility itself is vast. Somewhere, conditions may never have allowed stars to form, and silence reigns. Somewhere else, galaxies may cluster more brightly than here. But in this universe, life has blossomed. In this universe, atoms born in the first fire have become eyes that can look back at the fire itself. That alone is wonder enough. Still, the multiverse leaves you with gentle paradox. If these other bubbles exist, they are hidden beyond forever, unreachable by any ship or signal. They remain ideas, not destinations. Yet perhaps the value of the multiverse is not in proving it, but in letting your imagination touch its edges. To contemplate many worlds is to stretch your spirit, to breathe into mystery without needing an answer. You rest with this thought, as if cradling a story too vast to finish. The universe you know is already abundant, stars, planets, galaxies without count. Whether or not there are more beyond it, this one holds enough to lull you into quiet awe, and as your mind softens, another reflection arises. If the universe may have no edge, and if countless others may exist beyond it, then perhaps the greatest frontier is not out there at all. Perhaps it lies within. In the particles, in the atoms, in the very body that carries you through the night. You turn inward now, toward that hidden frontier. You have traveled far in thought, past horizons of light, across bubbles of space, through whispers of many worlds. Now, the journey bends inward. For as much as you wonder about the edge of the universe, you carry part of that edge within your very self. Take a slow breath. Feel your chest rise and fall. The air you draw in is filled with oxygen made in stars long ago. Each inhale is not just a simple exchange. It is communion with the cosmos. Your body is a meeting place where the universe gathers itself once more. Every atom inside you tells a story older than Earth. The hydrogen in your cells was born in the first minutes after the Big Bang, when the young universe cooled enough to form its simplest element. The calcium in your bones was forged in the hearts of dying stars, released in supernova explosions that lit up the sky before our sun was even born. The iron in your blood, carrying oxygen to every part of you, was shaped in cataclysms so powerful they bent space itself. You are stitched together from the ashes of galaxies. When you wonder about the edges of the universe, you might imagine distances beyond reach. But an edge is not always about distance. Sometimes it is about depth. You are not separate from the cosmos you gaze upon. You are a continuation of it, a ripple within its vast ocean. To peer inward is to find that the universe has already crossed into you. Your thoughts, too, are part of this unfolding. The electrical signals that spark through your brain are powered by ions moving across cell membranes. Tiny particles that obey the same physical laws shaping galaxies. When you dream, when you remember, when you feel awe, you are the universe experiencing itself. You are the horizon looking back at its own light. The boundary between you and everything else grows softer in this reflection. Just as the cosmic horizon is not a wall but a limit of sight, so too is your skin not an ending but a bridge. Molecules pass in and out of you constantly. Food, air, warmth, even starlight on your skin. You are porous, open to the cosmos in countless invisible ways. In this sense, the search for the other side of the universe does not end at 46 billion light years. It turns inward into the marrow of your bones and the spark of your thoughts. The universe does not simply surround you. It inhabits you, it speaks through you, it wanders through you. The mystery you chase in the stars is the same one that pulses gently in your chest, and so you rest in this paradox. You are small, yet infinite threads run through you. You are temporary, yet built of elements older than time itself. You are one person, yet also the unfolding of galaxies written in flesh. The edge you seek is not only out there, but also right here, quiet, steady, alive. As you drift in this awareness, your mind softens into calm. The vast universe, with all its horizons and veils, gathers itself into the stillness of your being. The great question remains, tender and unresolved. If you are the universe turned inward, then perhaps the ultimate horizon lies not in the stars, but in the way you experience them, in wonder itself. And with that thought, you feel a gentle closing, and yet an opening, as though the universe has left you with one last invitation, to keep wondering, not for answers, but for the peace of the question. The journey has carried you far. You have followed light across billions of years, touched the horizon where sight dissolves, traced the curve of bubbles and spheres, and leaned into whispers of many worlds. You have turned inward, finding that the universe itself rests in your body, in your blood, in your breath. And now you come to rest at the edge of wonder, not with final answers, but with quiet peace. The night sky has become a mirror. Each star above is also a reflection of something within. You are both observer and participant, both the question and part of the answer. The more you look outward, the more you recognize yourself, as if the cosmos is a vast story written not only in galaxies, but also in you. Infinity, edges, horizons. These words no longer feel heavy. They feel like lullabies, slow and repetitive, rocking you into stillness. To imagine infinity is no longer a task. It is a rhythm, a gentle wave carrying your thoughts outward until they dissolve into calm. To picture a horizon is to accept that limits exist, but limits themselves can be soft, like fading light at dusk. And to wonder about other universes is not to demand proof, but to rest in possibility, to allow imagination to stretch its wings and then fold them quietly. You are not small against this scale. You are made of it. Every atom in you has traveled, has been part of a journey older than memory, older than life itself. You are ancient, yet here you are, present in this single, fragile moment. The universe has found a way to look back at itself through your eyes, to feel its own vastness through your heart. That is not smallness. That is belonging. As you lie here, you may feel a softness in the thought that the universe does not rush. It expands slowly, like a breath that never ends. Galaxies drift away, light travels patiently. Stars live and fade across billions of years. Against this backdrop, your own pace can slow. You do not need to hurry. You are moving with the rhythm of everything. Let the questions remain unanswered. They are not burdens. They are stars in the mind, glowing gently without needing to be reached. What is beyond the horizon? Is the universe infinite? Are there other worlds? These are not puzzles for tonight. They are gentle companions for your dreams, voices that sing softly as you drift into rest. Your body knows how to settle. Your breath slows, matching the expansion of space itself. Your heartbeat becomes steady, like a drum echoing in the quiet of the cosmos. The edges of thought grow porous, and soon they will dissolve, like galaxies slipping beyond the horizon. And so you rest, not at the end of the story, but within it. The universe is not finished. Its expansion continues, its mysteries deepen, its light still travels toward you. You are part of that unfolding. Tonight, you do not need to chase it. You need only to float with it, as if cradled by the stars themselves. Let the vastness become silence. Let the questions become calm. Let the wonder become sleep. For on the other side of the universe, there may be endless galaxies. There may be other worlds, other horizons. But here, on this side, in this moment, there is only stillness. And the quiet truth that you are already enough, already part of the infinite.